Welcome to my greenhouse. In today's video I'm going to show you my pro tip on how to start your season early in a greenhouse to make sure you're not going to spend a fortune on heating your greenhouse, as well, in this time of period in the early spring the temperatures still can get very low, especially overnight and in the early mornings. And yes, that secret weapon is in this massive box. So I'm not gonna keep you waiting. Check this out. This is simply bubble wrap, okay? The ice, the bubbles themselves, they're about 3 centimeters in diameter. So they are quite large, and that's what you want. I would say 2 centimeters is probably the smallest you should go for, but 3 centimeters in my case, I think it's definitely the best. Now, this particular foil is actually with a UV layer. So if you do have a normal greenhouse that has got glass, not these plastic panels, that's going to be even more beneficial, as it will filter that nasty UV light from hitting your plants inside. However, in my case, these plastic panels already do have a UV coated protection, so in my case I actually didn't need that feature in the bubble wrap. So what is the actual benefit of adding a foil like this to your greenhouse? Well, it will store the heat a little bit better in the air bubbles themselves. So when the sun goes down, it will release that heat to the inside of your greenhouse. And on top of it, in the same way, if you are using something to heat up your greenhouse inside, it could be an electric heater or maybe some candles, anything like that, it will hold the heat a little bit better and a little bit longer. So, as they say, every little helps. However, this foil needs to go only on the sides of your greenhouse. Do not put it on the roof, okay? Your plants will still need the sunlight to grow, and you definitely don't want to add anything else that will be preventing the sunlight of getting inside of your greenhouse. Now I'm just gonna cut this roll into strips that will be long enough to cover the whole side of my greenhouse. All right, so I've cut one piece out to make sure I've got the correct length, marry it up to the side of our greenhouse, and yeah, it looks absolutely perfect. Now I'm going to use this as a guide to cut out the rest of the strips. Now remember, the bubble wrap is not going to heat up your greenhouse. What it will do is to slow down the decrease of temperature in your greenhouse when the sun goes down and overnight, okay? For example, in normal conditions, overnight you're going to have -5 degrees. And without the bubble wrap, you could potentially have that -5 degrees at, let's say, 9 o'clock at night. However, thanks to the bubble wrap, it will slow down the decrease of the temperature. And for example, that -5 will get inside of your greenhouse, but around 5 o'clock in the morning, okay? So it will help to preserve as much heat as possible overnight. And of course, if you do decide to heat your greenhouse overnight with an electric heater or anything else, it will help to get the right temperature faster. And again, it will help to hold that temperature for a little bit longer. Okay, with all the strips now cut to the right size, we need to somehow mount them on the sides of our greenhouse. Now, if you do have a polycarbonate greenhouse, basically what you can do is just to squeeze in this foil between the seams of your glass and the structure of your greenhouse, just like so. Remember, there's no wind inside, or at least there shouldn't be a massive wind inside, so you don't really need that much extra care to actually mount these, okay? In places where that's not possible, you can just use tape, but also in some greenhouses you do have some T-tracks around it, and you can get this type of hardware for the strings when you've got tomatoes. That's how I actually hang them up, and basically you can use those to hold our bubble wrap in place as well. So, there's many ways of doing that. Now, as you do install them, make sure they overlap each other. About 2 or 3 centimeters is best. And thanks to this solution, I will also be able to put my seedlings into the greenhouse much faster, especially the plants that don't mind a little bit lower temperatures, like leeks, onions, salads, and kale, for example. Okay. Of course, do not put tomatoes or peppers or celery inside of your greenhouse when the temperatures will go down, let's say below 10 degrees Celsius. That will definitely damage your plants, and you don't want that. However, as the season goes on, I'm just not gonna have enough space in my house to keep all my seedlings. And for some of them, like leeks, for example, it's just gonna be too warm in my house. That's why a greenhouse is the perfect solution, perfect place to keep them and let them grow in peace. Plus, I won't have to worry about having not enough sunshine, as in the greenhouse, well, it's all windows all around. So my seedlings will have plenty of sunshine and they will not stretch out. But hey, make sure to stick with my channel, as to be fair, this is the first time I'm using this solution, and well, I want to report you my outcome. So make sure to subscribe to my channel to find out if this method actually works. Plus, my next step is to start sowing some vegetables in here, and you definitely don't want to miss that. And there you have it, it's all done. And to be absolutely honest with you, today is a bit of a gloomy day. There's not much sunshine, and the temperature in here, as I do have a meter, already went up by 2 degrees, and now it's nice and comfy 16 degrees. Tell you what, the weather in the past month was absolutely crazy. We went from 18 degrees Celsius, dropped down right to -8 with snow. It's absolutely mad, and that's why we need to support our plants as much as we can. And the bubble wrap, it's not gonna break the bank. It's a cheap solution to help out your plants, and if you actually do buy something decent, you can use it for many seasons to come. Hopefully you will join me on my next videos to show you how this solution performs, if it's actually any good, or maybe I had some issues with it. Next step is to actually start planting some vegetables here, like radishes, salads, and many more, before the main vegetable comes in here, and that's of course tomatoes. I'm planning to put my tomato seedlings in this greenhouse on around the 15th of May, and today is the 26th of March, so I've got plenty of time to grow all those vegetables before tomatoes come in. And as you probably guessed it, this is a brilliant solution to put up in probably October time, when the temperatures drop, to actually extend the season even longer, so you can then grow your salads, radishes, or anything else you want after tomatoes finish. If you're already using this solution in your greenhouse, you know where the comment section is. Drop us a comment, let us know how you get on with it, and did you actually see any noticeable difference. However, for today, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're going to join me on my future videos, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, let it grow, and drop me that like button down below. Hey, for today, that's all. Thank you so much. Take care.